Welcome to the first ever Turkeymaniac Carving Corner. That's basically just me, Rob, doing a solo show on Coco Sports because due to schedules and everything, the other guys haven't had a chance to really watch SmackDown. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this review in so that you guys have all the info if you don't want to tune in or you're just curious our thoughts before it actually goes into the Rumble tonight. So it was a pretty good show. We always start our shows off with a little win-loss tie. I personally am known as Positive Petey in the group because I'm pretty upbeat guy in terms of my WWE opinions. So I actually would give this show a pretty big win. I'm gonna give it a weak win actually on reevaluation. There were some drawbacks. There were definitely some flaws, some things they could have done better. But overall, it was a well done show. There was some decent quality, and it was nice to see some of the guys come back. And that's actually what the show started off with. But go ahead in the comments, just let us know, win, loss, or tie, just whatever you think the show was for you personally. How do you think it was? We'll get to comments and everything during the show. Leave them down there. I'll hit them up. If there are any left at the end of the show after I'm done talking about SmackDown, I'll go through and we'll answer some questions. Hell, maybe I'll even be able to get Dave to hop on just to answer a couple questions near the end. Maybe. We don't know. All right, so first off, Daniel Bryan came out. He started off the show pretty strong. And what I would say is looking like a really strong trend for SmackDown. It's looking like they're going to start taking SmackDown a little bit more seriously, which lends some credence to the rumors that there may be a brand split down the line, but we don't know. But Daniel Bryan comes out, and he starts talking. He's like, but hey, you don't want to hear from me. You want to hear from these guys. And then he brings out Dolph Ziggler, Ryback, and Eric Rowan. And they all come out in order, and it's made fairly obvious by the order they come out how they value them. Ryback comes out first. They stick Rowan in the middle. He barely gets any screen time, and then immediately after, Ziggler comes out. So you kind of get a feeling for how the guys stand right there. They each give a little bit of a talk. Rowan's still working on that. I don't know. It's like they're trying to actively reinvent Rowan as he goes, and I just it's not working for me personally. I'm not that into it. They took a little bit of a pot shot at CM Punk with Dolph Ziggler saying the whole "I'd rather be here fighting the Authority than sitting at home on my couch doing a podcast or complaining on a podcast or some shit." It was whatever. It wasn't a big deal. It was a little bit petty. WWE needs to just get over it. But all in all, the opening segment was okay. It was nice to see Ziggler come back, though. The Authority comes out. They tell him, hey, well, wait a second. If you guys want to be in the Rumble, you're going to have to all win qualifying matches tonight, just like Daniel Bryan. So the first match we had out was Dolph Ziggler going up against Bad News Barrett in a non-title match, which I'll just start off by saying, A, this is bullshit. It should be for the title. I agree with Dave and them. Like, it's just, you had built up the IC title, and it was looking great. And then you gave it to Barrett, and it's been shit since. It needs to go to a better place, and it's not there right now. But they had their match. Ziggler pulled it out. It was a solid match all around. It wasn't anything special. It was just standard Ziggler match, which, Ziggler will put out great content, but nothing that really struck me. It was okay. Then we had Ryback defeated Rusev, but he beat him by countout, so it wasn't actually a clean victory over Rusev. This is the part of the show that made it a weak win for me. I'm not a huge fan, especially because they called Cena a hero at the start, but whatever, I moved past that. The big thing, though, is here the way they ended this match. They booked it so that it wouldn't be a clean finish, so that it still let Rusev keep some of his strength. But I mean, anyone who watched that match right before during the countout saw it was just Ryback just beating the shit out of him on the ground. It was, I mean, he did come back in and make himself look stronger after, but it was a waste of a really talented guy that you've built up really strong, and now you're starting to make him look weaker for Ryback. And I like Ryback, but Ryback's never going to be a superstar. Ryback's never going to be the guy in the company, whereas Rusev has very real possibility to be the guy when it comes to big guy heels. And Ryback's just not in there. Like there are better big guy faces than Ryback. He's not on that level. I just don't think it was fair. But moving past that, Ryback gets in, joins his buddy Dolph Ziggler in the Royal Rumble. And then our next match is Brie Bella against Naomi with Nikki Bella, of course, escorting Brie out. And then we also had our buddy Paige and Natty on commentary. This was... The other guys will skip the matches. It was Total Divas feud. I'm really disappointed that Paige is now on Total Divas because it hurts the main roster's women's wrestling. The women's wrestling on the main roster is just... Yeah, the matches are getting better. They're getting a little bit more time, but it's too tied to Total Divas, and I think that really limits what they're capable of putting out. And this buddy thing with Natty and stuff, like, I don't know. It doesn't make sense. It's a little weird, but hey. Women's match. Brie Bella takes the victory against Naomi in a quick squash match. The match just didn't matter. It was nothing. It was unimportant. And that was just to point out, hey, they're wrestling this weekend. Because people care, I guess. The next match was Luke Harper against Eric Rowan. Eric Rowan got his ass kicked pretty bad. Big Red got demolished and put down like a dog. And Rowan's not in the Rumble. That hurts, especially because Rowan's on the Turkeymaniacs fantasy team. But hey, you didn't expect Rowan to beat Harper. I think this was a waste of Harper, Rowan, and Wyatt, that whole, what could be a really great feud. And Rowan even hinted at he was just a puppet and he wanted to go after the Puppet Master. I just feel like they wasted the Harper thing. Harper and Rowan showdown should have been a pay-per-view match, in my opinion, and they should have built to it, and it should have been a cool feud for like a month, and then they should have moved on to Wyatt, and I'm disappointed that they didn't. But hey, you take what you get with WWE, right? Next up, we have The Miz and Damian Mizdow backstage doing a little skit. This was kind of a dick to Mizdow. Mizdow wasn't a big fan of it. He gave him shit over the whole Xbox thing and everything. And then he headed off to the ring and all that. Both of them were announced for the Royal Rumble. And, of course, the Usos, if I recall right, I'm pretty sure it was on SmackDown, the Usos came and told Mizdow, hey, in the Rumble, anything goes, anything can happen. We're going to be against each other. No one can really say anything if you eliminate Miz, hinting at that break, which I'm stoked for. I can't wait to see Mizdow break off from the Miz, and I think that feud is going to be just money. I really do think Mizdow and Miz is going to just be one hell of a feud in that breakup, and I'm pretty excited for that. Our last match was Daniel Bryan against Kane, because God knows Daniel Bryan can't get away from fighting the Big Red Machine, because we didn't get enough of that before we left, so hey, let's give it to us again every week on SmackDown. It was a no DQ match, of course, and there was lots of interference, lots of bullshit that went on, as is typical in any match with the Authority involved. But Bryan did a great match. Yeah, he put on a great showing, and at the end of the show, it ended up with the whole locker room coming out, all the heels coming out against Bryan, and then all the faces coming out, and it was just this huge brawl to close out the show. If you look at it compared to Raw, it wasn't nearly the ending that Raw had. Raw had a great ending, and SmackDown just didn't. But overall, it was a pretty great show. And now let's go ahead and we'll check out some of these comments, see what everyone's thinking, see what we have. All right, I got a comment from Franielli. Hey, Franielli. It's good to be back, man. He says he's glad to have me back, and he's hoping to see me more. Hopefully, I'll be able to do some of these shows more often. This is my first one to sort of see how I do, how I feel with the comfort and everything of doing a solo show. To me, it feels like I just ramble a lot, so I don't know. We'll see how you guys liked it and everything. The show was a tie for Franielli. Nothing really stood out to you, and I gotta agree. Nothing really stood out majorly. But I do love Daniel Bryan, the Shield. So for me, that might have tainted why it's a win for me. But I did enjoy the show, and to me, at the end of the day, if I enjoyed it, it's a win. So yeah, it's looking like we don't really have many more comments. We didn't really give a lot of notice we were going to be doing this, and it is pretty early in the morning. So thank you to all the internet infantry that went ahead and joined us. Thank you to all you guys listening right now. Thank you to anyone who ends up listening in the future. This Sunday, well, tonight. Tonight we will be watching the Rumble. Dave and I will be doing the Rumble post show. Unfortunately, Booms can't make it because of work, but Dave and I will be doing the Rumble post show, and you can look forward to that. Of course, we will also be talking while we watch it. During the show, we'll have the chat open on Coco Sports. So in the bottom left, you'll see that chat button. Click that, sign up. You can connect through Google, Facebook, whatever you want, man. Just connect. Get in there, jump in, talk to us, bullshit with us, have fun, make fun of the matches, whatever. We watch it live, we comment live, we have fun. It can be a great experience. Sometimes I dip out because I get a little bit too into the show, and I'm like, I just want to watch the show. But yeah, it's a great experience, and then afterwards, of course, we'll do the show. You guys can always drop live comments in there. But yeah, definitely check out Coco Sports. We got another comment in. All right, just 1 second. Ninja Turtle on Google Plus is asking the odds of Ryback winning. I think the odds of Ryback winning are it's not happening. It's hard for me to see them not either pulling a heel swerve, or B, Daniel Bryan, or C, Roman Reigns. Daniel Bryan is just so over that it's hard for them to deny him right now. Roman Reigns is just, Vince really wants it, and he's a stubborn fuck. And then the heel swerve is just because I think they think no one would expect it. Like, I could see someone like Orton coming back and getting all the way through. But Ryback, I don't see it. There's no... He doesn't have the push right now. He doesn't really have the background to make it sellable, I don't think. It's not an interesting matchup out of all the options they have. It would be a waste. Next comment is from Franielli. Franielli says the ending standard for the go-home shows prior to the Rumble, everyone running to the ring for a ball. Yeah, you're right, man. That is standard, and I wish they'd stop it. It's very boring, and it doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, they ran and got in a brawl, and then we broke them up, and we told, hey, guys, you wait until Sunday, and then you can go out only when your music plays, no other time. It's not really feasible. I mean, if they're really brawling, you're not breaking up a brawl. Like Dave says, you ever seen a riot? Those dudes aren't peeling apart. But hey, WWE, you keep booking that final fucking show every goddamn year for eternity without any real creativity in how you want to close it out. If you really want to, would be nice to see some variation. But guess we're just stuck with rumbling every time, just the giant fucking brawl. Hey, what can you do? Also, yeah, it is always fun to tease on Dave. I do agree with you, Franielli. I would like to point out to everyone, the show is named the Turkeymaniacs after Turkeymania, which is the pay-per-view that will happen one day in the future when John Cena beats David Kokotos in a squash match. And that day is when Coco Sports will really shine, as we have John Cena walk to the ring wearing a Coco Sports t-shirt. I'm looking forward to that day. But anyways, guys, it's been great talking to all you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Leave comments, like, subscribe, check us out. We have tons of other videos. We try and put out a review show for every wrestling show. We're pretty big on that. We want to make sure that we push that. And of course, you have our website, Coco Sports. Check it out. We'll put a link down there in the description box. My bad. We'll put a link down there for it. Of course, go there, check it out. We'll have MMA news, wrestling news, boxing news. Just go there for all your fight news, basically. Check us out. We really look forward to hearing from you guys on the chat room there as well. And we look forward to hearing from you guys tonight. You guys have a good night.